During my freshman year in college, I lived in a rented house with 6 girls. We were all athletes, and in my small college, this landlord was known to rent to athletes. The rent was cheap, and renting out a 6-bedroom house wasn't easy. But the house wasn't too bad, plus it has a dishwasher. Even though we had soap, my roommates would not put their dishes in the dishwasher. They just leave their dirty dishes in the sink. It wasn't long before our bug problem was rampant. After a lot of conversations followed by dry erase board reminders, I put all their dirty dishes in boxes and put them in the backyard. They lost it. To this day, I'm still not sure what they were mad at. Was it because they had to step outside to get a dish to wash so they could eat, or because they thought I did it? Well, they're not wrong. Either way, that house sucked, and the next year I lived alone, my friends would come over and were awesome. I had a great time.
Years ago, when I was in college, I had a close friend, we'll call him Steve. We had a group of guys who liked to hang out and gamble. We would play cards, golf, billiards, horseshoes, or whatever. Nothing crazy, only small amounts of money and bragging rights. We had a mutual friend. We'll call him Alex. Alex was just not an honest person. We would occasionally catch this guy cheating. He somehow never lost in games we played, while the rest of us were passing our money back and forth. You get the idea. But for some reason, Steve liked him and insisted we keep him around. So one day we were shooting pool and I beat him in a game right before we were leaving. I made 4 shots in a row to win. He was pissed and didn't want to pay. He then claimed that in my second to last shot I hit an illegal shot, in the billiards game we were playing. I asked why he let me continue shooting, and he said he didn't want to mention it at the time but doesn't think he should have to pay me. Everyone was on my side, but he outright refused, and I reached my breaking point with Alex. The next time we went to shoot pool, I handed a note to Steve and told him couldn't open it until we left. I played with Alex for 2 hours. I lost every game. Double or nothing, double or nothing. I got angry and slammed my fist. Then I went outside and put my face in my hands for 5 minutes. I missed shots by mere inches. All the while, Alex is celebrating, bragging how he's going to spend all of his money and mocking me. By the end of the night, I think I owed Alex over $1,500. As we're leaving, Alex is asking me when I'm going to pay him. I told Steve to hand him the note. As I'm sure you figured out, inside was a letter that said, "I lost on purpose, you idiot. You get nothing. Illegal shots." The whole group of friends mocked him hysterically. I could have won an Oscar for my performance. It was actually one of the last times I ever saw or talked to him. Steve moved home from college and the group kind of disbanded.
In the fall of my junior year in college, my mom and stepdad decided to tell me when I got home for my 21st birthday celebration that they were getting a divorce. Well, I guess at least I can legally drink about it. So I grabbed my box of birthday booze and promptly made the 3-hour drive back to campus, ditching my own party. I mainly stayed out of the mess in the coming months, only coming home if absolutely necessary. That spring, my stepdad called me to tell me he was coming to campus to take my car back because he was going to sell it. Being the breadwinner of the family, he had bought me a good-shape used hatchback to get to my off-campus job and make the occasional trip home. I don't know if this was a passive-aggressive thing he was doing to piss off my mom or what, but it was technically his, so I couldn't really fight him on it. Regardless, I was pissed. I was going to have to scramble for transportation to my job so I could continue to pay for school, and he did this with very little warning. I got phone call sometime midweek, and he told me that his sister will drive him to my school that coming Sunday morning to get the keys and take the car back with him, and I should have it ready by then. Ready, you say? After I got home from my work shift on Friday night, I took the bag I used for trash in my car and emptied its contents all over the seats. Then, I went around to my residence, I was an RA, and asked them for any trash they had, especially food waste. I added the bags of McDonald's wrappers and Little Caesar boxes with crusts and any sort of garbage I could get my hands on. I prayed it would be a warm, sunny day on Saturday to cook in the stink, and lo and behold, it was. My parting shot was putting the radio on the Hard Rock station, cranking the volume to window-rattling decibels, and promptly turning the car off. I texted my stepdad on Saturday night and told him the keys would be under the floor mat on the driver's side and not to bother me again. I hope he enjoyed trying to get the stink out to sell that car.
During college, I lived off campus in a big house where all the tenants rented their individual rooms and shared a common kitchen. It got to the point where every single pot, pan, plate, and bowl in the place was used and dirty just sitting in the sink. One of my roommates had a dog, and when no one was looking, I'd let the dog lick every kitchenwares, plates, and utensils until it was sparkling clean. Then, I stacked all the clean dishes back in the cupboards. Everybody would thank and give me fist bumps, saying they so appreciated me when I cleaned the kitchen. Still laugh my ass off thinking about it years later.